like somebody, you know, like you guys are from the UK. I'm like, oh shoot, I'm coming to the UK. Get me up out of here. But y'all got the same dilemmas that we got. So it doesn't matter where we go across this world until people who don't look like us see us as human like them. It's going to be going on. That's it. There's no fixing it until they start to see that we bleed red, just like you do. If you shoot a white kid, he's gonna bleed. If you shoot a black kid, he's gonna bleed. You're taking them from their mothers, regardless of race or ethnicity. I've been grieving with the global community of African-American kings and queens as we watch too many sons and daughters, too many mothers and fathers, too many wives and husbands, aunts, uncles, nieces, nephews, and cousins, our loved ones. We watch too many best friends and colleagues, too many educators, advocates, and leads be executed by trigger-happy, hateful police and pretend police and neighborhood watchers and random racists who destroy life in order to reign supreme. It's so extreme. We watched our loved ones get shot down and be left in the street, that we're denied the basic human right to even breathe. We watched vividly our black men plead for a mere breath gifted by God, yet be remorselessly taken by killers dressed as cops. When will it stop, this bloodlust, this open season against us, this use of excessive lethal force when we've got our hands up? When does it stop, this disgust of those who have eyes to see and choose to be blind? We're nauseous of our life song resulting in another sad hate crime. I mean, sad. It's like we're looping in agony on a bloody racist hate track. Just turn the song off, put it to an end, throw the whole race hating radio in an ocean plug in. We're sick, drained of the hashtags, exhausted of saying their names, bleeding crimeless depths while murderers get to walk away. We groan with raw, indescribable emotion and we plead, yet they do not take heed and have us bound by the neck under their knees. Get off! I can't breathe. We can't breathe.
I wrote Together We Rise purely because we got to a situation where there was too much. It just felt like it was too much. I think because we were on lockdown, in lockdown, I think that we were less busy and less rushed, and you know, we were consuming more imagery. And I think the timing of the tragedy of the loss of George Floyd and how it was kind of beamed out across our devices on TV, it's just almost, I don't know, it touched me in a way that I've never seen anything like that. I'm seeing people marching and releasing karma on the corruption that devours the police department, waving placards and paperboard signs, faces traumatized, but together we rise. Fed up of these lies, fed up of brutality. I've got a solid force with me though, John Boyega and Asher D. And actually, my kings and queens hold hands with me. We were on our knees for 8 minutes. Now everybody stand with me. Stand up for Stephen Lawrence. What happened to Mark Duggan? Justice for our American sisters and our brothers. We can't just stand by when they are killing our cousins. When George Floyd is on the floor, calling for his mother. I can't breathe. I can't breathe. And I can't believe you couldn't see his nose bleeding. Disgraced Officer Chauvin, why didn't you get off of him? And to the other overseers watching him coughing and choking, you're blocking up his airways. You're blocking up his airways. 46 is too young to be walking heaven's stairways. But I felt that the time, just the whole, literally 8 minutes, okay, and the way how the officer was almost nonchalant when he was kneeling on his neck, and almost just as if to say, what are you gonna do about it almost? I can do this. I'm in this position to be able to do this, literally, and I'm gonna continue. Even, and people were pleading with him to just get off. What are you trying to achieve here? He's begging for his mother. So it was really emotive. I mean, I could go on and on, like the whole thing. I couldn't watch it at first. I'd seen like a clip and I couldn't watch it. I literally had to get into the mindset to be able to watch it. And as a poet, and like I said earlier, being someone who can possibly try to articulate the thoughts and feelings of society, I felt it's a responsibility. I think it's a responsibility.
I do resonate with what Summer said. Like, I feel like in England, I feel like we've started to understand who we are as a people, yet the action doesn't marry to the understanding. So, um, for example, like, we all know that we came from kings and queens. We all know this. Yet there are many people, and it's not even just black people, I'm talking about humans in general. There are many people that still act a certain way, still feel like they have to throw derogatory statements. And I actually came across a line the other day that said, you make people feel weak to make yourself feel strong. And you can put it in the same context, like you're racist towards people because, one, you have the limited or no understanding of that people, and two, you want to make yourself feel higher than someone. It doesn't make any sense. And I feel like as black people in England, I feel like there was a point where we lost our identity, and I feel the media had a main part to play in it. I feel like gentrification has a huge part to play in it. Um, Adhering to stereotypes to fit in with popularity also has a huge part to play in it. And these things are still going today. It's not like it's just disappeared. They're still going today. Let me breathe. That's what should have happened to Eric Garner. And again, life was not supported when they failed to give Eric reason. So when we turned up for Pamela Turner, it turned out that apparently our rights is something we have to prove. Fight for black, no matter your position, spine. Blacks have been holding the L between our backs, and it took darkness to descend to the ground for the world to believe that this is Floyd's son rise. So the life of a black man only seems to be relevant through the line of a hashtag, which means my life doesn't matter unless it's being hashtagged. And then you perpetrate that all lives matter, except for the black colored man, yet the color black is made through all colors. You see, Black Lives Matter. Move forward. This movement is meant to move people forward in unison until Black Lives Matter becomes less of a slave cuff fact and becomes everyone's way of life. Listen, don't be mad you don't have a movement. Be happy you don't need one. So I feel like we need to now start moving forward with action and start putting in place action that will not only benefit ourselves but benefit our kids, because we're not just fighting for us. We're fighting for our lineage. We're fighting for the next line of people that are going to come after us.